Go on, Skipper George.
Blackpot. Coco show, man.
This is the Blackpot, aka Coco Show, where we speak truth to power. Come here, my brother. Come here, son, man. Next thing is rolling on your screen. Remember to go on YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's called the Black Empire Media. Oh my God. Have you seen the documentary we released on Kwame Nkrumah? The desecration of his legacy. If you haven't seen it, check our other channel. Subscribe to that channel as well and click on the notification button. It's called the African History Class. Deep. This is the Blackpot. And watch this. It says, Michelle Obama's tears as Trump's presidency begins. Add that. Okay, leave it like that. Bring it back. It says what? Michelle Obama's tears at Trump's presidency. That's okay. It makes sense. So it means Michelle Obama as Trump starts his presidency. How? But that's a long time ago. When Barack Obama left the White House, Trump came in, but Trump is not even there anymore. Why did she cry? What exactly is it? But who is Michelle Obama? Oh, wow. Beautiful woman. There was a time there was a propaganda around that she was actually a male. Some said it was a hermaphrodite spirit that was in. Everybody was saying anything. In fact, when you are in the public space, people will say everything nasty about you. But you can't take it from this woman. Very brainy, very sharp, strongly Pan-African. This woman. Very, very, very powerful woman. Powerful. I'm tempted to tell you a story about this woman before we start something. Let me tell you. Listen, she went to school, right? When she went to college, there was a lady in there. I'm going to spare you all the details. Who didn't want to share rooms with her because she was black. This is a black woman going to the same room with a white woman. The white woman didn't like it. She found a way of trying to move out of the room. Unfortunately, that was the only room available. They were not so close. She saw some of the things that the girl was doing to her, but she kept it cool. Finally, she found a way of getting herself out of the room so that she would go and overload another room. They tried to bring somebody else from a different room and join that person to her. Unfortunately, she was one of the very few black girls on campus, if not the only black person. You know what happened? She and her original white roommate did not have a good friendship. So the whole thing ended like that. Then she became America's first lady. And this white woman sat back, said, wow, if only she had known. By now, she would have been receiving letters from the office of the first lady. That's a strong black woman. She told her story in her memoirs. This is a woman who has gone through racism. A woman who has stood black. Why did she cry? Now you will understand it better. I've given you a background. Go into the story. This is CNN. It says, Michelle Obama opens up about her uncontrollable sobbing. You know what it means to say sobbing? That's sobbing. I don't know how you call it in Twi. I don't even know how to say it in Hausa, let alone Ga. Michelle Obama opens up about her uncontrollable sobbing. Somebody says sobbing in trees or him. Okay. Michelle Obama opens up about her uncontrollable sobbing. on day of Trump's inauguration. My God. Please come here. Hey. Washington, CNN. Michelle Obama broke down shortly after leaving then President Donald Trump's inauguration. The former First Lady candidly shared in a new podcast as the emotions of having their families home after 8 years and resentment over Trump taking office overwhelmed her. Wow. So you see it. The man coming to take over their home of 8 years, and that it is no other person but Trump. When those doors shut, I cried for 30 minutes straight. Uncontrollable sobbing. Because that's how much we were holding it together for 8 years. Obama said, referring to a final trip aboard the presidential airplane. The fresh revelation of Obama's experience came in a clip of The Light podcast, which launched on Audible Tuesday. The podcast audio comes from the former First Lady's recent book tour for her third book, The Light We Carry, which reflects on how she's dealt with relationships, self-doubt, and anxiety during uncertain times. It captures conversations from a visit to 6 cities with all-star moderators like Oprah Winfrey, Tyler Perry, David Letterman, the Conan O'Brien, to promote and discuss the best-selling book. Obama confirmed she wasn't in a good mood, but she had to hold it together. There were tears. There was that emotion. But then to sit on that stage and watch the opposite of what we represented on display, there was no diversity. There was no color on that stage. There was no reflection of the broader sense of America. Just leave it there. And that's where I'm going to end it. Look at that paragraph. I need you to look at it. There were tears. There was that emotion. But then, to sit on that stage and watch the opposite of what we represented on display. There was no diversity. There was no color on that stage. There was no reflection of the broader sense of America. That's what Trump represented. When they were in the White House, according to where they didn't represent any color. Black and white, anybody could come, but Trump was all white. They would chase all Muslims out of America. They would shoot them with pig's blood bullets and so on and so forth. They would chase drug Mexico out of America and so on and so forth. Immigration became terrible. That's what Michelle Obama is saying. No diversity, is all white. She was hurt that such a person was going to be the next president of America. And the last line there says, there was no reflection of the broader sense of America. Dash it out. Dash it. That's it. Come here. A racist had become president of America. A racist had become America's president. She couldn't believe it. That reality dawned on her and it broke her down. She wept after the door closed behind her. She sat in the plane that, bye-bye, you are not returning here. It's done. Unless you, Michelle, become president one day. Or one of your children becomes president and then you are asked to come and sit in there, maybe cook food for your grandchildren. Jesus have mercy. My brother, why did I pick this story? We have a lot of such characters in our lives. But I have a word for you. You know, I'm a preacher, man. Listen. You are not wiser than God. Sometimes we work so hard, yet we have so very little. Like the Christian churches will say, you work like a donkey and you eat like an ant. Are you wiser than God to tell him that, God, can't you see I'm working like a donkey and I'm eating like an ant? Maybe if he makes you eat like a donkey right now, you would have indigestion. You have a bloated stomach and die. So he will let you eat like an ant so you can save. Interesting, isn't it? Look, in life, there are so many people we meet. Even in school, we study very hard. We are sharp. But these people don't study. They are there fooling and drinking and womanizing. When the results come, they are always on top. And you want to say, what? Is there God at all? You work very hard in school, crack all the grades, pass all the papers. You come out, you don't get a job. Interestingly, the day that you have a job opportunity, you are going for an interview. On the way there, the only shoe that you have is opened as if you say, I will drink water today. Oh. Will you wear this to the interview? You still want to go for the interview. You go and sit down. The same person that was your enemy in school is the one who is interviewing you. You were far more brilliant than this person. And you know that you are not going to get the job. Some people can't take it. They cry all day like Michelle. But if you understand seasons and you understand the power of the Almighty, you do not let those things worry you. For instance, we have been on the scene. We make all the very beautiful music. Recently, we got a whole attack on us. And when people went into the music, they realized that, no, this guy is truly doing some good music. Like Kwesi Pratt said, Kwesi Pratt Jr., with all love and respect, said some time ago, he said, reggae music has been turned into noise these days. The only person keeping it musical is Blakk RASTA. But how much are we earning? Are we worried? No! It's the principle of seasons.
Go on, Skipper George.
Blackpot. Coco Show.